evening there. You're watching QTV Dialogue, and I am Jennifer Sonko. Good evening there. You're watching QTV Dialogue, and I am Jennifer Sonko. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a really interesting program last week, and the feedback that we got from the public was extremely good. But today, we also have a very interesting program, as we'll be taking a look at a very interesting youth convergence that is coming up, and we feel that ahead of it, we have to talk to young people just to, make sure that they are aware of this and then some of the objectives that this program seeks to achieve. I have a lot of questions because the Youth Connect, it's one program or one youth convergence to me that is really, really ambitious, because when I went through the objectives, I was like, okay, how attainable is this? How can you attain all of these objectives by bringing all these young people together? And previous Youth Connects that have happened, did it achieve any of this? What are some of the impacts registered? So all of that will be clear in a moment as we're joined by Basiru J, who is the focal person of Youth Connect in the Gambia. Thank you so much, Basiru, for joining us.
Thank you, Dino, for having me here. So my name is focal point for Youth Connect.
Interesting. First of all, the Youth Connect is spelled differently. The Connect is spelled differently. So when you say, I'm like, people might be like, oh, is that an error? What's the issue with that? So tell us, why the spelling that way? Because I know this is a question that a lot of young people might want to know, but do not have the opportunity. So let us know.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. The name Youth Connect is African.
So unfortunately, we have some issues that we're dealing with right now, some technical issues. So we'll just go for a short break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll be able to solve it and go ahead with the program.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. Go, ebe dawa full network suda tili QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata QCell. Most reliable network dumala geta wati QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam ona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria QCell suñu boss. Nyo finjaka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus, and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be kenoma. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. Connection be bambandi QCell suñu boss. QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds.
Welcome back from that. We apologize for that brief interruption, but thank God we're back again. And Basiru, just to give you back the same question, when it comes to Youth Connect, the question is YK? So YK.
Yeah, it is different spellings,
Okay.
but like the same meaning.
Okay.
So it is spelled in an African way.
Okay.
Youth Connect.
Okay.
So it is a new initiative, and then we want to bring out something which is new. So that's why there are some which spell it as C,
Okay.
but it is an innovation.
Okay.
So that's why we remove the C and then bring the K.
So it's just about, making it kind of distinctive or something?
Yeah,
like, Let
yeah.
it just stand out?
Yes,
Or
as
maybe-
African.
Okay.
Yeah.
As African with the K.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good. So tell us, because the Youth Connect is approaching. It's next week. So I just want to understand, what are some of the objectives of the Youth Connect? What does the program seek to achieve?
The program seeks to achieve three things. That is to foster partnership, influence policy, and synergize all the programs that addresses the young people, the issues of the young people. So these are the main objective. The main objective is to bring everyone on board to foster dialogue, bring all the authorities to have face-to-face with the young people, because we understand that there are so many programs that are out there, but it is very rare for young people to have meet directly with their stakeholders, raise their concern, and also do some robust follow-up.
So I went through the objectives of the Youth Connect, the specific ones for that matter. Well, okay, let's take it step by step.
Right.
Okay, so before we even get there, Youth Connect, this is 3.0 in
Yes.
the Gambia.
Yes.
So 1, 2, what has that achieved? You know, what changes did you see since the coming of the Youth Connect, apart from the pitching aspect? Because obviously when it comes to the pitching, the evidence is there. These are individuals that you give money and then they do the businesses.
Exactly.
And then it works for them. That we will even delve into later. So apart from that, what successes has this registered?
All right. I will just start with this. Youth Connect is a multidimensional initiative that seeks to enhance the economic transformation of the young people. I will say Youth Connect focuses on job and entrepreneurship, closing the gender gap in terms of influencing policy, in terms of creating opportunities for young people through relevant training and skills. So one of the achievements which is very dear to my heart is the establishment of the Youth Creative Lab. One is at the NYC Secretariat, and you'll be surprised. I will invite you to come there, and you will see the facility which is there, and the lab is always busy. Young people usually come there, co-create, conduct their training. Some students come there and then have a free space, and then to let you know, we have offered space to more than 21,000 young people. And these are a training of migrant returnees always happen there. We have summer boot camps, robotics, and just to name them. We have the same facilities also at Jara Soma. So Youth Connect is beyond the summit. We have an annual work plan which we usually conduct because we have goals of creating 100,000 jobs.
Yeah. And
Creating, like I said it last year, I came to the Youth Dialogue and then give out the same issue. Even the Q group or like the Youth Dialogue program is contributing towards achieving the goal. The Youth Connect influencing already existing programs which are happening. So it's not about we have the potential to create the jobs, but we look out the policies that talks about youth empowerment, and then we synergize all the efforts through building partnership, harmonizing the programs which are there for the young people, following up. And one thing I love about everything is the ideology that it is bring towards bringing all the young people on board. And if you look at the National Organizing Committee, there are different diverse young people who are coming to give out their expertise and their ideology, because it is an initiative that brings everyone on board, because it's very rare you have something like that, because everyone is working at your own corner, but there is no effort of bringing everyone on board, promoting the sense of unity and collective efforts towards national development.
You talked about the gender aspect of it. You know, how is that achievable?
Yeah, the gender aspect, the Youth Connect is, I can say, focuses more on gender through influencing policy dialogue and then robust mechanism. And to let you know that the application, those the participants, I will say it is 75 and then 25, because if you look at the, those who apply for the general application, you have 66 female, and then the rest is male. And then for the pitching competition, to let you know that there will be only 3 male who will be pitching.
Okay.
All the rest are female. So we just focus on influencing policies because that's what we can do to follow existing programs we are currently going on, to bring out dialogues and also advocate for gender equality.
So there's no strategic document to say this is how specifically Youth Connect is going to ensure that this number of jobs you're looking for are created. This gender equality we're focusing, aside from the conference.
No, that's why I said we have our goals.
Okay.
And one of the goals is creating 100,000 jobs. Okay. That's goal number one.
So apart from the conference, okay, that we dealt with, but the other ambitious content of the whole activity of the Youth Connect, you know, apart from meeting at the Youth Connect itself, where young people meet, connect, share ideas, which is brilliant, do you have any other strategic plan to say after that, this is the way, like this is what we'll be doing to make sure that these things are achieved gradually?
Yes, it is. That's why I've given out the Youth Creative Labs.
Okay, apart from that.
Yes, apart from that, we organize a convergence forum, because to let you know, during the NECOMS 2022, we organize a youth convergence engagement of on the recovery focus NDP, in order to have the youth perspective. The consultant was invited to meet all the delegates, the conference delegate of the NECONF, to also have a youth perspective, because we embark on the existing programs, because that's the main idea of the Youth Connect. We don't want to bring something new, but we synergize the effort and existing programs which are currently positive and then align with our goal. We tap on those things and then we go ahead. In the aspect of training as well, we embark on our Youth Creative Lab, because we understand that skill development is key. So training young people on things that are necessary to their development, that is brilliant. But you talk about policies without having the structures that enhance the implementation of those policies. There are two things which doesn't match. But also you have the policy, you train young people with the necessary skills. I guess that is very brilliant. Yes.
Interesting. Because I was looking at those goals. I'm like, if these people come up with those goals, then it means, you know, something. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with coming up with goals because it guides you, but I have a problem with coming up with something unrealistic that you know is unachievable. You know. So is there a specific time where young people meet? I know there's a Youth Connect, which is like an international one where you meet. So part of that, is there a component of assessing
Exactly.
progress?
That's the main idea
Of the general one.
Yes, of the general one,
Right.
because the Youth Convergence focuses on where are we in terms of achieving our goal,
And
where
where
are we heading to, and what can we learn from it. That's why it is a responsibility of everyone towards achieving this goal. It's not about only the government of the Gambia, it's not only about the Youth Connect Gambia, it's not only about the private sector or the public sector. Everyone, that's why we have a mechanism in measuring how far have we gone. For instance, the young entrepreneurs, the number of jobs they have created, it's like a chain. The people we have trained, and then those people, how short, like the things that they are doing in their society, we use that as a measurement of the achievement of the goals, because we cannot do it alone. But we embark on existing programs which are going on, the skills we are giving, and then in terms of the opportunities, we have what is called the Youth Connect Circle. I don't know whether you're aware about it.
No.
We have a memorandum of understanding with GAM Jobs, wherein it is a mutual understanding in that youth circle. I know those watching, they are aware about it. Any opportunities in the Gambia, it is shared there. So people have been having tapping
into
on
that.
yes on those opportunities,
Okay.
and also to promote. The whole idea is connecting everything that is meaningful to your life.
All right, so
Yes.
let's open the lines now, because we will give an opportunity to the young people themselves who are
Exactly.
supposed to attend. So I just hope people will not call and say open the application process again. I saw you talking about that. So
Yeah.
on 50505005 50500505 and ask questions in relation to the Youth Connect. So I saw you and you were like, oh, people are like, they want to more. So how many young people are attending in total, to an extent that some even missed the deadline? You know, must have been crazy, right?
Yeah, actually we have over 1,019 applicants.
Okay, and you had to select.
And then we had to shortlist, unfortunately, 125. But
What?
yes,
Wow.
it is deliberate because there are different entries
Yeah.
to the Youth Connect Summit. There are slots which are reserved for the person with disabilities. There are slots that,
For women.
yes, that are reserved for women
Okay.
groups. There are spots that are reserved for regional delegates. There are spots that are reserved for local authorities.
So what does it take to attend if it's not the disability part and the women?
Yes, you apply.
Okay.
That's the general application.
Yeah.
And then we have a committee which is responsible in reviewing every...
Okay. Hope no bias.
No bias.
Man hamnaki, haramapit.
That's,
Hamnaki, let me
that's
get
why
this person.
that's why we have a strategy of not looking at anybody's name.
Okay.
They go straight to the essays and then assess each and every applicant.
Okay.
So to my surprise, when we have sent email to those who were lucky, people started reaching out. So I was like, oh, then you apply.
Oh,
you
then
apply.
you knew.
Yeah.
Oh,
So before we didn't know who is who. Or
Okay.
So after the application, people have been reaching out. I was not lucky to be selected. Even though if you are a very vibrant youth.
Yeah, so
But
we
there-
have a caller. We'll just
Yeah,
get that and
okay.
continue with the conversation. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, what is your name?
Yeah, this is Pamudu Gay, the regional youth chairperson for North Bank.
All right, so I'm sure you're looking forward to the Youth Connect. Tell us about it.
Yeah, yes, I just want to say I'm definitely very glad to see Basiru there with you.
So what are you looking forward to? So Mr. J, what we will do is you will have to listen to us using your telephone, your
Okay,
phone.
okay.
Yeah, because if you,
Okay.
or you can just switch off. You can just switch off the television or turn the volume down to 0. You don't need the television right now.
Yes, I did that. I did that
Oh,
already.
great! So tell us, what are you looking forward to? You know, as a regional delegate.
Yes, I think the expectations are very high now. We were there last year at the Youth Connect, and then we also think like there were some recommendations made, which I think the committee is working on that.
Right.
So I think the Youth Connect is one of the biggest platforms that bring young people together to discuss issues that affect them, and I think the team is doing definitely a very wonderful job under the leadership of Basiru and that of the entire team. So I think this is a connect that everybody is anticipating to join, and I think no one will regret why you attend the Youth Connect.
So you
Because
attended, Mr. J. Sorry to cut you short there. You attended last year. What recommendations do you have for this year that you feel wasn't available last year and should be incorporated this year? What are some of those things?
Yeah, like I said, most of the times we understand like this is a platform that brings young people together and that of the authorities as well. So most of the times what we experience is during the day of the opening, we have all the stakeholders, let's say the ministers present to do the opening ceremony.
Right.
But most of the times after the opening ceremony, we have seen them, they will leave and then go and then allow the young people to continue the discussion.
Okay.
So I think it might be difficult for them to be there all the time, but we at least want those ministries that are concerned, especially the Ministry for Youth and Sport,
Right.
that of gender, to at least be present and the entire to listen to the entire discussion, because at the end of the day, these are the people that can take measures in addressing some of the challenges that young
Agreed.
people are facing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that brilliant observation. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Basiru. I'm very glad, and I am watching.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Basiru, back to you. And this is a Gambian problem. This is not just with the Youth Connect. When forums are organized in the Gambia, the heads responsible are not there. They don't sit to listen to what people have to say. They just come give their opening remarks, which is just meant to be captured by the media. And it's beyond what the media says. It's about what is discussed there. So how are you going to ensure this time that your top delegates, as in the heads of departments, ministers, and everybody, get to attend this daily and listen to the voices of young people?
Yeah, I would say this year there is a new innovation, which is the Ministerial Summit.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a high-level panel wherein seven ministers are targeted. Minister of Youth
So
and Sport.
we have another caller,
Okay.
and we'll get back to that question shortly.
all
Sorry
right.
about that. Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening. What is your name?
I'm Sana Eftiade.
All right, Sana. What's your take on the program?
I just want to comment on the discussion of Basiru.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the Youth Connect. I will be representing my association.
Yeah. Can you speak up a little louder?
I will be representing my association,
Which is
the Gambia Amputee Football Association.
the Gambia?
Amputee Football Association.
Oh, right. Okay. So what are you looking forward to? Yeah, we lost him. So back to the question
Yes.
about having the minister stay and just
Yes. Last year our minister was there throughout the summit. So this year the new innovation that we have incorporated to the summit is to have the ministerial summit, which is having in a format of high-level plenary where all the participants of the Youth Connect Summit will converge, have a face-to-face with different ministers, what they have, because this common to everyone. The issues of young people is cross-cutting, I
It
can
is
say.
cross-cutting.
Yeah, so having them on board,
right.
talking with the young people directly, what they are doing in their ministry towards addressing the issues of young people,
Right.
hearing the concerns of the young people directly without having any intermediary.
Right.
I guess is one of the recommendations
So
that we
the
have.
question is, are they going to stay for other sessions? It's beyond the summit that you're organizing for them. Are they going to stay afterwards, after the summit? But we have a caller,
Okay.
and we get back to that. Good evening.
All right.
Fine, thank you. What is your name? Aisatu, will you be attending the Youth Connect? Can you speak up a little bit louder?
Yeah.
Will you be attending the Youth Connect?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you looking forward to? So you want to turn off your television to be able to communicate with me? We lost that, unfortunately. So this is just a heads up on future callers. Please turn off your television, or just make sure the volume is at 0. That would be really helpful. Back to you. It's beyond the summit.
Yes.
Summit bi waxuñ ko de xam nga summit bi dañoo ñëw teg ay caméra ñu wax ci caméra bi ba pare suñ paree ñu ñëw ci media bi mooy ñun ñu binda story jox leen insight mooy ñun foofu suñ fa weesoo lañ wax toog déglu ñeneen ñi ndax loolu dina am.
Well, did okay, because normally the summit is an avenue to do checks and balance.
Right.
Because what have been discussed there, for instance, if a particular minister said something, so after the summit, there is robust monitoring.
Right.
Because I will say that it is very rare for young people to have face-to-face with the minister. And that's why this year we do it deliberately.
Okay, to
Because
make sure they have the
yes,
summit. So
last
let's take
year,
this one
last,
before
okay,
you go
okay.
shortly. Good evening. Good evening. We lost that, but we'll take one more, call before we let Basiru go.
Because one of the lesson we have learned last year, if we target the minister, he or she might send someone.
Wow.
And then most of the recommendation we were having from the participants, like they will direct a question, and then the person who is representing that particular authority will say, I have no authority to say this. That's why we have yes, we have brought an innovation of inviting those authorities who are responsible themselves to have face-to-face with the young people, to answer the questions which the young people are having, because we don't want what has happened last year
to happen again. So let's take our final caller. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
What is your name?
I'm Bintu from New Joshua.
So Bintu, will you be attending the Youth Connect?
No, not really. Like this kind of program, I do like to attend it, but it's not unfortunate that I never get the opportunity.
Basiru is here. Please, you can deal with him.
Okay, I'm glad. Even today, I forgot about this program. Like, oh my God, I really miss this.
Oh. So Basiru, Basiru, you should have done a giveaway for a free slot. Bena, at least see you dialogue. Bye, right? Next year.
Okay, next
wow.
year.
Da nga wara def giveaway.
Yes.
Ni ñew fi, nit ñi call, ñu may leen slot free bena wala ñaar sa bay right? The slot si fees na.
Yeah.
Bena sa muntam li.
We had lots of requests, even from institutions, different. Just last 3 days ago, one of the caller, Sana.
Yeah.
Their group, usually we send invitation to
the regional.
Yes, to the regional. So they were not featured, and they come to the NYC and reach out to us that they have a keen interest in attending the summit. So we have no choice to but to include them, because we what has touched me during their visit was we can do it. We have lot of potentials that we have. We are representing the Gambia internationally.
Right.
So this is the only platform we have that we can express our concern. So I was like, oh my God. Then we just
So final words to young people ahead of the Youth Connect.
Yes, I will say thank you so much for having us here. I assure each and everyone who is watching there, we are serving you people,
and the ministers will stay.
Yes, and then the ministers will stay. Last year our ministers stayed throughout the session, and I thank the organizing committee who has been working tirelessly, the NYC Secretariat, our partners. We thank them so much, because like I say, to achieve the goals of the Youth Connect, it's not only about us, but
always be adding the ambitious goals of youth. Put ambitious in front of it, because to me they are.
No. To us,
it's not.
Yeah, it's not, because we have. To be honest, I will just invite you to the.
Please do.
To the lab, and then you will see. You will see a lot of the amazing things that is happening there, because we are doing a lot. And then if you see, like we always have requests. I want to use the lab, and different kinds of young people, different sector of organization come there and co-create, because that's the purpose of the.
Actually, for the pitching, I'm rooting. There's someone I'm rooting for, but I can't mention because I know them. These are young people doing well, but fingers crossed for someone. I'm rooting, and the person knows.
I'm a candidate already.
The mom candidate for pitching competition. Why you make me
okay.
Next minute, why Georgia City? I'm not part of that session as well.
I like to let you know, the pitching. I am proud to say that after the cash prize, they
follow cash prize binyata la.
We don't want to disclose this.
We don't want to.
Yes.
Man, you dialogue for now is eligible for pitching. Man, musuma dem pitching. Te you dialogue. Lu nit muna wara muna pitch la.
Yeah.
Parce que evidence bi is there, gis ngeen impact bi bay len di ma até ñaka.
Because
dina ñoo pitch you dialogue.
Pitching with that is very prestigious. Because MUC pitching bi kesse.
Fi nekk ni time jeex na te dama am benen guest. The guest bi is so connected to Youth Connect. She's going to be there and moderating a session, and the reason why she's here with me is the fact that, she's attended the United Nations General Assembly and played a good role, when it comes to advancing the, the Sustainable Development Goals. So we'll just go for a short break and she'll be joining me here. Don't go anywhere.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, Call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected, juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss.
From that short break, if you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue, and I'm Jennifer Sonko, and I'm joined by
Locandinchas Gomez.
Okay, so I just allowed you to slide through that because I'm gonna invite on this morning for na balde wafi homalan.
Mune Luka.
So boba nga tajal ko so man bugo wanna go through that. But welcome home, and then you attended the United Nations General Assembly. And then, that component of advancing the Sustainable Development Goals.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you feel attending it for the first time, with, tons of delegates in the hall and obviously having the opportunity to speak and, make your voice heard? How did that feel?
I was so overwhelmed with thousands of emotions because I was not the only Gambian in the building.
Right.
But for that particular forum, I was the only Gambian that was given the opportunity to discuss with different delegates, different youths that are championing the SDGs in different parts of the world. And you would think you saw it all until you were at the UN General Assembly. Actually, our session started, it was the SDG mobilization weekend, so the SDG weekend started on Saturday before the proper UN General Assembly on Mondays started. So I was extremely, extremely honored to actually be there.
So when it comes to the Sustainable Development Goals, what do you think is holding it back?
Well,
it's a lot of them.
Yes.
Okay, it's a lot of them, I know. But obviously, they are the ones that really we are yet to realize. They're far from realizing. For example, the gender equality.
Yeah.
We take a look at the Gambia, for example. We take a look at the cabinet. We take a look at the parliament, ward councillors, and the patriarchy in the society, and a lot more. So an example of that. What is holding back the major ones from us realizing them?
I think there are a lot of factors that are being that are playing, to this particular failure because. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
It's a wall failure. All the states have failed.
Yeah.
So Gambia is no exception.
Right.
The SDGs, we've gone halfway and we've not really achieved a lot when it comes to the SDGs. We're far behind. And when it comes to Gambia, we have not really hit ring the bell for any of the SDGs. And I think when we look at the population of the world, especially the Gambia, we have a lot of youths. And to attain these SDGs, youths must be involved.
Right.
This is the component that we were actually, this is why we were at the UN, because basically we can't have the aging population to try to advance the SDGs alone. without the youths, knowing fully well that you have almost 75% or 50% of the population that are youths, and you're not involving them in decision-making processes, you're not involving them in where it matters, the youths are not there. You don't expect to achieve it. So if you come to a neighborhood, if you come to a particular building and then you find almost 7 people are youths, and then you decide to talk to only 3 of them, the 3 make the decision out of the, entire lot, nothing would be achieved.
Right.
This is why we are not actually achieving or attaining these sustainable development goals.
Like, for example, sustainable development goal that I'm really interested in is gender equality.
Yeah.
Who is now responsible to solve that? Because we had this private members bill at the parliament. It didn't even pass its first reading.
No, it didn't.
We have all these mini, projects that are ongoing for the woman to be able to take up leadership. It's not happening. There, comme munta dem kanam. So legi fan lañ wara mëna gesto pour mu dax. Parce que man lolu jaaxal na ma lan lañ mëna def?
It starts from the children. Unfortunately, the Gambia, we have a lot of kids in the street.
Right.
We have a really different style of upbringing, and the way we, the way we train the children, we're actually training them to be occupiers of certain seats.
Even before they grow.
Yes. So basically, we don't expect people to grow in a particular society where they believe that the woman is supposed to be caged. The guy is supposed to just keep his emotions. We're talking about gender equality here, and people just feel, most times when we talk about this in the Gambia, people feel we're only focused on the woman. It's because the woman is more oppressed in this society. But then we're also oppressing the men as well. And this particular SDG goal, because it's not achieved, it's making it difficult to achieve all the other SDGs as well, especially when it comes to education, when it comes to health, when it comes to peace as well.
Even climate change, women's vulnerability.
Exactly.
So it's there.
So all of these, this is why most times when we go to events, a lot of activists would say the gender equality, SDG 5 is one of the most important SDGs.
Right.
Without attaining SDG 5, we won't attain most of the other SDGs.
Yeah.
And for the Gambia, we're extremely struggling with SDG 5
Right.
because even people that are supposed to support this agenda, they don't understand the agenda. It's everywhere. So we need to start afresh. We need to ensure that everyone, every stakeholder understands their role and why exactly we need to ensure that there is gender equality in the country.
So there's a misunderstanding or there's reluctance? Which is which?
Both.
Okay, so there's the misunderstanding.
Yes.
The
And
ones
then-
that do not understand.
Yes, and then there is reluctance.
At the same time.
Yeah, complete ignorance of what exactly is happening, basing a lot of statements, basing a lot of actions on this is how we used to do it, this is what our tradition says, this is our culture, when it's actually oppressing either one of the genders that we have mainly in the country.
I'm happy the last time they had this all-men summit, which is good. Did it take place already? I think it was something...
It was something close by. I didn't really follow.
Didn't, okay, why the little laugh?
Because you want to have an all-men's summit, but you're not starting from the grassroots to tell men that it's okay to cry. So we have a lot of people that are depressed. When you look at the number of depressed people in the country, when you look at the number of mentally ill people in the country, we have a lot of men, and it's growing. The number keeps growing. We don't really understand what is completely happening. When we do certain studies about how certain men become bullies, it's because they're suffering from certain particular depressions that they've actually faced from childhood. And we're not solving that. From childhood, everything we ask the guy to do is to be aggressive.
Okay.
You can't wait until this person is completely grown and you have a whole day to change the person. Change doesn't happen in a day.
It doesn't.
Even though I am not against that, that is one step that would take us,
the conversation forward.
Yes, but basically there is more we can do. And this is not a competition. It's not because we would have an all-women summit somewhere. It's not because we would have an all-youth summit somewhere. That's why we need to have an all-men summit. No, we need to work together because we're bound to live together. There is no particular society in the Gambia where we have only women and another society where we have only men and then only children in another society. We need to work together. And if we cannot live together, then we can't have peace. And this is another SDG that we are struggling to achieve.
And
well,
all
basically,
of them are so connected that one can't go without the other. There's always a missing piece when one is not intact.
Yes.
That is where, you know, the problem lies and people need to understand. So we're just going to open the lines on 5050505. Specifically, I would really appreciate it if men call and talk about how they're not allowed to cry, maybe, how they're dealing with all of their emotions, because we should be listening to them.
But basically,
they're going through it.
Do they even know the importance of this? It's not because we're asking you to come and display in the street by your emotions. So
why?
What we're saying,
just the last time, you don't have conversation fee, man, Ibrahim Balde and the others. So Ibrahim was, oh, I can't cry because Gorla, but Said Matija was here and Said Mati was like, Suma giselu man harida ma joy. Suma amelo man harida ma joy, because I have to like get it out there.
It's natural. So you can't let the society tell you the taste that is in you should not be there. Then the next generation of men should not have tears at all. The glands should be off. But you can't tell the perfect creator that he is wrong.
Exactly, by your time. Because anyway, it's a complicated situation.
Yes,
and I'm happy about the fact that you talked about grassroots. Because it's supposed to start there. So do you have any plans? Now that you're from the General Assembly, you came up with so many ideas, so many things to do. I'm sure you're overwhelmed with ideas. So where do you want to start from now? Because already with your Project 2021, you know, I saw that it continued and it was an amazing experience for you. So where do you hope to see it?
Maybe expand and work with different youth organizations in the country. It's important to partner. This is one thing I've learned. Partnerships will actually go a long way. And because we're still struggling to have our voices heard as youths in this country, it's important that everyone that is trying to make an impact come together with all the different youths and then work and have a, well, at least have a seat on the table. Because our conversation at the UN it shifted from just having a seat at the table. It shifted to having a seat at a table that matters. Because you don't expect us to be at a table where decisions are not made. And even when we are included, we're not just there as decorative pelts or something, because this is what happens in the Gambia.
Just like how political parties have most of their women as women mobilizers, instead of taking the lead and making the big
It happens in the Gambia a lot, where even when we have events, they realize there is no youth on the panel, or there's no youth on the high table,
or there's no woman.
Yes, then they drag one particular piece of decoration and place it there. I would say this because the person was not included in the planning phase, so the person does not really contribute, and you don't matter at that point. So basically, you cannot treat youths as decorative pearls or just people that are just occupying the seats or ticking the boxes. We need to be included from the start. You can't keep making decisions for youths when youths are here and strong and are involved in every activity. Instead of making decisions for youths, make the decisions with the youths. Instead of giving us one seat on the table, maybe give us 2 or 3 seats on the table. As a matter of fact, some of the tables you have are actually driven by youths. So you can give us the entire table if you want. So basically,
that's a lot to ask for, right? But anyway, I think we have 4 minutes to go, but I'm looking forward to your 3 minutes to go. You're 23 now? You're 22?
23 in 13 days.
13 days. Look at how far Project 21 has gone. So it's just a matter of starting. So it's called now Project 21 Plus. I saw that. Or are you going to change the name as we go? Project 23?
No. It's Project 21
Plus.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. I love it so much. Actually, you have your haircut still. I have mine too, but you know, it's just not been out for a moment.
I've had my haircut since 2009.
And you never had a wig on?
I've had on certain occasions where I had to please the bride when I'm a bridesmaid.
Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. How did that make you feel?
As far as it's your day, I can do it.
But made you feel different.
Yeah, sometimes I forget that there's something on my head and I want to pull it off.
Right. But amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
And welcome home. Man la don't tease na la dawal run for your life bul ñëwati Gambie parce que Gambie dafa metti parce que nawet suñ la ko defee ak yeneen ak yeneen rek da nga bëgg a daw. But it's good to have you back. We need people like you here to be able to, push for the agenda.
Yes,
so any final words? You'll be attending the Youth Connect and be moderating a specific session on sustainable development goals.
Yes.
So finally, what are you looking forward to?
Well, holding the stakeholders accountable.
Right.
The problem is we attend conferences every year and our stakeholders attend these conferences every year.
Right.
They attend high-level meetings. So basically, when they go, they see a lot of countries doing a lot of work.
Right.
I don't think I've been blind in this country, so I would actually appreciate it when stakeholders would come and tell us what they've been doing when, with regards to the SDGs, attainment of the SDGs, and how all the states have failed when it comes to attaining the SDGs. What is their plan now that we're halfway, and the Gambia is no exception? We have failed when it comes to achieving the SDGs. What is their plan?
Okay, it's going to be a very tough panel. So if you're on that panel, watch out because she's coming after you, But like you said, it's just going to be a discussion.
Yes, it
But
is.
I'm looking forward to the next projects. I, enjoy the innovative approach that you use. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So loma indil America na? So da nga ñëw
one dime.
So indil loma dara?
One dime. Xam naa
da nga dem ba fu bot em. Parce que ñu ne America la bot em. Loolu laa di.
The thing is, musu tati dime. So ma indi one dime. It's in my back. One dime.
Dega. Bahna Merenala, Elizabeth, come and handle your sister. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. So that is all we have time for. Till we come your way next week with another interesting program. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night.